Alright guys, how's it going? Today I've got a quick one for you. I just want to show you a trick that I do sometimes if the mix calls for it, and more so if the room calls for it. This can be really helpful to tighten up a mix, especially if you're in a sort of more ambient room. To me, this sounds best, and that is bus compression, or compressing the master fader. I don't do it every time, but like I say, this one, especially if I'm in a room that it has a lot more ambience, can clean this up a little bit. So it's that simple, really. We're gonna compress the master fader. So I'll just hit the mix real quick and let you hear what it sounds like. Without, I'll exaggerate it a little bit. And with, okay, so I obviously overdid it, but on purpose, because I wanted you to hear what it was doing. And I think we can notice with that quickly is that the mix is just more solid. Everything kind of sits in it a little bit more, even though that sounded bad. You can tell what's going on there. I've got an attack of 20 milliseconds, hold at 10, and release of 89 milliseconds. What I'm listening for there is we're going to let the transients of the drum through pretty much. And whenever things kind of begin to develop too much in a mix, when things start piling on each other, this is just a good way of kind of taming it down a little bit. We're not doing any like extreme limiting or anything like that to make the mix louder. I just want to tighten up the things that want to jump out from everything else, if that makes sense. So let's listen to it real quick, just the way that I would actually set it in a mix. I'll pull it down slowly. I'm looking for like 2 to 3 dB. So there's a little bit of audio trickery there. Whenever you turn it off, the mix sounds louder, and so it can trick you into thinking it sounds better. To me, what I'm hearing, and I hope you are too, is that the mix becomes more solid and consistent as a whole. And that's what we want, because we can always turn it back up later. Like, I'm not using the makeup gain like I probably should. I just don't bother with it on the master fader because I'm not doing anything extreme on this. And to me, all I'm trying to do is just take off some of the top end of the loud peaks, if that makes sense. So yeah, this is simple, but just something to try. Again, it's not something I do or I think works every time, but if your situation calls for it, I'd say give it a try. So yeah, hit the link for the reverb cheat sheet, and I'll see you guys in the next one.